Hi, I'm Dave. Through the years, so many people have asked me, Dave, what does your studio look like? I've always sort of bowed out of that conversation because it's not much. It's basically a couple rooms in my basement. When I bought this house 7 years ago, I believe, I decided that the basement was going to be mine. So I set up a little room for the studio itself where I do the shooting, and then this room that I'm in right now, where I house a couple of my hobbies. One is music, one is, of course, photography and video. So I figured it was about time to come clean. It was time to start showing people what exactly my studio is like. The one point I wanted to get across was you don't need this big honkin' place with all this amazing stuff to shoot pretty good images. Another fallacy that might be out there is one that I get a lot is, Dave, how are your images so clean? When you see my studio, you'll really start to wonder how that happens. It's just a matter of keeping the surfaces that I shoot on clean and keeping the props that I use clean. It is not keeping the floor clean, which you will see. My basement is carpeted, and the carpet in the room where I do the shooting is trashed. So let's get on with the tour. You can see some of the stuff that I have, a little bit of an explanation of how my rig breaks down, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, here we go walking down the stairs into my little dungeon. It's a quaint little space with carpet everywhere. We're going to go into the main room right now, which is where I do all the work on files, where I play my guitars. It's basically the heart of my whole system here. My computer is a 27-inch iMac supported by a 21-inch Thunderbolt screen. For my palette, stuff like that. Wacom tablet, mouse, speakers, rockets. Pretty neat, put out good sound. In a second here, we're going to go down under the table. Those two blue lights are two different RAIDs. One's a 12 gig Thunderbolt, one's an 8 gig Thunderbolt Pegasus, R6 and R4 respectively. This is my backup station, iMac Pro, or just a Mac Pro tower with a whole bunch of terabytes of drives in it, an LTO5 drive. Everything comes from all the other computers, backs up onto the hard drives. The hard drives are then backed up by the LTO. I've got like 3 levels of redundancy going there. Actually 4 if you want to think of the RAID. So it lets me sleep good at night. That's for sure. Bunch of guitars, stuff like that. That's actually a puzzle of one of my images. I had a licensing agreement with a company a few years back, and they made a whole bunch of my pictures into puzzles, which was pretty cool. I've never tried one, and I never will. They drive me nuts. Another workstation for stuff, if I have other people over, to give them their own space to work in. And this is a hallway just leading into the studio that I hold, my lights, my beauty boxes, stuff like that. This is the main room where I do all my shooting. Like I said, not impressive. It's basically a bedroom in a basement. It suits my needs perfectly. It takes care of everything I need to do. It's, as you can tell, it's gone through a lot of wear and tear. The carpet is, or has seen better days. This is the main camera I shoot with these days. It's a Pentax 645D. Great camera, love it, suits my needs perfectly. It'll be my camera forever until it breaks, I'm guessing. Einstein's my light of choice because of all the stop motion stuff that I do. It helps a ton. This thing is really cool. It's a projection screen that I picked up for another reason, but as a white background, it works great. It's matte, it's non-reflective, it handles light great. Vignettes are beautiful on this thing. Plus, it retracts into a handy little case, and I can put it away when I need to. If I need to shoot something on a black background, I can just throw a piece of cloth over it. It's really, really neat, and I would suggest anybody get one. This is my shooting platform that I'm currently sort of working on. It's a quick lock bottom with a Manfrotto top stem, and I'm building the table right now. It's going to be 2 feet by 3 feet, should handle it fine. This is the prop room. This is where some of my stuff is. Not all of it, just some of it. As you look around, I wish there was a wide-angle lens that you could see all this with, because it's pretty nuts. There is stuff everywhere. It's also real dangerous. There's a lot of sharp stuff in here too. But this is where I just hold a whole bunch of the props that I go to. There's the glass skull that I've used a bunch. You know, a lot of memories in this room. But it's real handy. Martini glass full of syringes. Go figure. But that's pretty much it. That is what my studio is. It's humble by anyone's means, I guess, when you compare it to some of the bigger studios out there. The message I'm trying to get across here is you don't need a really huge studio to produce quality images. As you can see, you don't need a clean studio to create clean images either. So I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough. I hope you had fun. I'll talk to you again.